Hey folks, Happy New Year and all that jazz. Was just cleaning up a bit after the mad Christmas that I'm sure everybody had, and wanted to do a quick video about something that I got in the mail just recently. Actually just showed up I think on the 30th or the 29th, just before New Year's anyway, just before New Year's Eve. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just show it. Here we go. It's if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw me post a little picture about this. So I've talked about this mini-series before. It's Surface Tension was the name of the book, and it was Titan Comics. I follow Jay on Twitter and had noticed that he was at one of the conventions, I think the same one in London that Dr. Monkeybot was at, and I'm blanking on the name right now. But he was at that same convention, and he had mentioned that if you stop by his table, he had a limited number of these coloring books that he had done. So I contacted him through Twitter and said, hey, if you end up having any more of those left over by the time the convention is done, count me in on wanting one if you're willing to ship it to Canada. He ended up having a couple left over, and after saving up a couple of pennies, I sent off for one, and here it is. And I love it. I really like it. It's super thick. He even included, let's just get these out of here, threw in a couple of postcards, so promos for Surface Tension. And there's the back of it there, which is pretty amazing to have as well. The coloring is so great. I'm a real fan of his art. I really like the style of this book. And as I've said before in videos about Surface Tension, I think what really resonates with me is his apparent and clearly stated love of Miyazaki, who did Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, etc., etc. And I'm a huge fan of those movies as well, especially Totoro, Spirited Away, and Princess Mononoke. I love those movies, and part of what I love about a movie like Spirited Away is his creature design and his ghost design and just some of his otherworldly beings, and there's a real flavor of that all through Surface Tension. So the other thing that he was kind enough to do was do a little drawing for me as well, sign it, and to Terrence. I asked him to incorporate crack in there somehow. It's something I've thought about before. I don't really do many sketches or signatures from artists, but there are some artists that I would love to meet and get a sketch from, and I would love to get crack incorporated into some of the drawings as well. So there we go. So he did this himself. I guess he was it was originally intended to be my convention sketchbook. A convention sketchbook is something that a comic artist would use to show the curious reader the mechanics of putting together a page of comic art. This would usually consist of a collection of original page drawings and sketches before color is applied. In many ways, that's still what this book is, and it's something more. So as he was going through the process of doing it and adding some color to some things, he thought that they translated really well as black and white images. So he came to the conclusion that maybe he should do a coloring book. Adult coloring books are a big thing now in various parts of the world. I guess in the UK as well. I know they are. I know they're big here. I see tons of them in the bookstore here in town. So he compiled images from his series. From the back few pages are some pages from his original proposal for this mini-series, and just left them black and white, and it's really beautiful stuff. Really incredible stuff. Even like one of the things that I loved about the series was the color for sure, but even standalone, just the black and white work is just beautiful. He's got a really amazing style, and I really hope that we end up seeing more. This was also, it was the first comic that he did as well. He comes from video game design, I believe was the main background. So this was his first kind of steps into a comic book. So there you can see the comparison, sorry, the glare there. So there's the colored version, and there's what it looked like beforehand. And I really hope he's already been talking about trying to maybe privately fund his next comic series. I don't know if that means that something happened with him and Titan, or possibly nothing happened and he just has other ideas that he wants to pursue. But I really hope that he sticks with it, because I would love to read more by him. I'd grab it in a heartbeat. That's about it, really. I just wanted to give you a quick perusal through this amazing collection here. I won't go through every page. Let's skip to some of the back matter here. This is a great image as well. Just really cool creature design. It's one of the things that, like I said, really drew me to it. So I guess some of these were sketches of the world that he was creating, this town that he was creating. I don't know if those ones at the back there that I just showed were some of that promotional material. Maybe this as well. But there you get a good taste of it. It's one of those things that if I do attempt to do some coloring, I'm sure I'll photocopy them, because I really don't want to color in this book. The page quality is incredible as well. Nice and thick paper stock. So yeah, I love it. So there's a brief look at surface tension coloring, surface tension coloring book by Jay Gunn. Thanks very much, guys, and we'll talk to you real soon.